We move on to the first race, which is the Safari Handicap. For horses in Class 5, rated 1 to 26, to be run over a distance of 1600 meters. Number 1 is My Lady Luck. My Lady Luck's already had 7 outings this season. This is going to be the 8th run for My Lady Luck. Last outing being in race number 176 over a mile, where My Lady Luck ran right at the back end of the field and finished on 14th. The winner of that race was Winner's Delight. Same race we had number 8 Constance, who managed to finish on 4th. Number 2 will be Chitrakala. Chitrakala's last outing was this season, race number 123 over 1200 meters. Chitrakala was travelling 10th till it turned for home and then gained a place and finished on 9th was Chitrakala, and the winner of that race was Bang Bang. Number 3 will be Shivai. Shivai's last outing was quite an eye-catcher in race number 168 over 1100 meters. Shivai was travelling 4th till it turned for home and then gained a place and came up with a little late of a dash and finished on 3rd was Shivai. Also in the same race we had number 6 Rolly Polly, who finished right at the back end to finish on 13th. Winner was Indus Prince. Number 4 is Beat the Bank. Beat the Banks had 2 starts this season, last one being in race number 128 over 1400 meters, where he couldn't get much out of Beat the Bank, who finished on 10th. Winner of that race was Mustang. Number 5 will be City Heights. City Heights' last outing was in race number 144 this season over 2,000 meters, where City Heights led all the way till the distance post, but then eventually was overtaken, and the winner of that race was Romantic Zeal, and City Heights went on to finish 6th. Number 7 will be Ultraviolet. Ultraviolet's had 2 starts this season, last one being in race number 114 over 1400 meters. Ultraviolet travelled 8th all the way till it turned for home and then faded back and finished on 11th. Winner of that race was Mustang. Number 9 will be Zena. Zena's last outing was in race number 136 over 1200 meters, and Zena turned into the home straight, travelling right at the centre of the track, and then couldn't get much out of Zena, and Zena finished on 9th, and the winner of that race was Dancing Prince. Looking at number 10, Lucky Streak. Lucky Streak's last outing was in race number 137 over 1200 meters. Lucky Streak travelled 4th all the way and then dropped 1 place and finished on 5th eventually was Lucky Streak. Winner of that race was Mrs. Willy-Nilly.
We move on to the second race of the afternoon, the Colorado Claro Handicap. The first runner we are looking at is number 1, I, Me and Myself. I, Me and Myself was racing in 3rd spot as the horses turned for home in race number 146 and finished on 5th. Earlier in the season, I, Me and Myself has won in race number 1 and race number 23 respectively, and the winner here was Romantic Glass. Then we have 2 runners here. Number 2, Mrs. Willy-Nilly. In race number 137, Mrs. Willy-Nilly finally came good in her 5th start and won that race by being 3rd as the horses turned for home, then made late progress, won that race by about a head. In the same race we had number 13, Zara Go Zara, who was racing in mid-bunch, fell back to finish on 9th. We have 5 runners here we are looking at. Number 3, Shania's Pet, who has already had 5 starts in this season, has been on board a couple of times. And then we had number 4, Amaranthus, who has been on board earlier in the monsoon season. However, in this season has not placed. And then we had number 9, which is Casablanca, who was racing in the front. Then we finished on 7th. And then we had number 11, which is Jarrell, who has already had 7 starts in this season and hasn't placed yet. And then we had number 12, which was Dream Express, who has already had 5 starts and without placing. And in this race We see in the sprints on the outside moving up and taking charge and winning that race. And the best of the lot was Shania Spet, who finished on 4th. Next we have number 6, Marigold, who was racing in towards the end of the field as the horses turned for home 9th as they got into the straight, and made steady progress down the center and came with a big charge, however fell short by about a length, and the winner here was Archie Volt. Next up we have number 7, Major Colors, was the eventual winner, and this was Major Colors' 4th start in the season. Earlier had not placed in either of the runs. However, in race number 99, Major Colors was racing in 3rd. There was a 3-way finish, and Major Color won that race by about a length from Indoor Sprints. Then we have number 8, Hurricane Storm. Hurricane Storm was a winner in race number 49 earlier this season. However, since then has not placed in any of the start, and in race number 135, the one we are looking at, Hurricane Storm was racing in 8th spot as the horses turned for home, weakened further to finish on 11th. The winner here was Buddy Holly. We move on to number 10, Moves Through the Front, who has had 2 starts in the monsoon season, however is coming back after a long layoff, and Move to the Front was racing towards the end of the field and finished last of 12 runners, and the winner here was Midnight Magic. Lastly, we're looking at number 14, Dark Angel. Dark Angel has had 8 starts in this season, has had placed in the last start in race number 136, where Dark Angel was racing 3rd, and as the race came to a boil, Dark Angel came with a late bit, however fell short by about 2 3/4 lengths, and the winner here was Dancing Prince. We move on to the 3rd race of the afternoon, the Mama's Mink Handicap, and over 1400 meters. First, we are looking at number 1, Tough Enough, in race number 148, where Tough Enough was racing towards the end of the field and finished on 10th. And Tough Enough earlier placed in race number 27, where it finished 2nd. And then we had number 2, Lumos, who has had already 5 starts in the season. Started the season very well with a win in race number 26. However, since then has only placed in race number 148. Then we had number 5, Coconut, who's had quite a few starts in this season. Won in race number 75. However, in this race, Coconut was racing towards the end of the field, finished detached in 13th spot, last of 13 runners. And then we had number 7, Tomorrow Forever, who's had a couple of wins in this season. However, here finished on 5th. The winner here was Enchanted. Next, we're looking at 2 runners here. Number 3, Mustang. Mustang won 4 of his starts. Since then has not placed in race number 148 and race number 172. And in the same race we had number 6, Bang Bang, who came good on his 5th start. Since then has not placed in race number 172, where the winner here was Arjuna, who won that race by a short neck. Next we are looking at number 4, Alisa. Alisa was racing in 2nd spot as the horses turned for home. Took charge for a while, however airlift on that day was far too good, who came up with a late bit, and Alisa had to settle for 2nd spot, who by a neck beating Running Hand. This was Alisa's 5th start in this season. Next up, we're looking at number 8, Mr. Fox. Mr. Fox, winner in race number 140, which the one we are looking at, made it a start to finish affair, and earlier had a long open in race number 135. Mr. Fox won this race by about a length and a quarter. Number 10 is Dave Flower. Dave Flower has had 2 starts and had burst a blood vessel in race number 10, where it ran 10th of 14 runners. In race number 117, Dave Flower was racing in 5th spot as the horses turned for home, then made late progress and came up towards the front, however settled for 3rd spot. The winner here was Mustang. Lastly, we're looking at number 11, Viaraggio. Viaraggio was a winner in race number 17, the first start it had in this season, then placed 2nd in race number 77, and then this particular race, Viaraggio was racing in 5th spot, and didn't get a clear opening towards the rail and finished on 5th. The winner was Buddy Holly.
We move on to the the fourth race of the afternoon, which is the Rajkumar Gujardhar Memorial Cup, to be run over a distance of 1100 meters. Number one, we're looking at Migrator. Last outing being in race number 181 over 1400 meters. Migrator finished on 8th. Winner was Breeze of the South. Number two is Ascension. Surely been knocking on the door is Ascension. Phoenix Tower out of Wedded Woman. Last outing being in race number 125 over 1100 meters. Finished on 3rd. Came down with a run and down on the center of the track. And just managed to finish on 3rd. Winner of that race was Multiple. Also in the same race we had number 3 Fortune Express, who finished on 6th. Ascension has had 3 runs this season and finished on board all its 3 starts. Number 4 will be Kramer. Kramer's last outing was in race number 180 over 1400 meters. Kramer finished on 9th, and the winner of that race was Capricious. Number 5 will be Stallone. Stallone's last outing was quite impressive in race number 139 over 1100 meters, where Stallone was traveling 8th till it turned for home and then gained paces gradually and came up with a very strong run down in the center and went on to win that race by about a length and a quarter by beating Lady 2. Also in the same race we had number 6 Tunner, who finished on 8th. Number 7 will be Sereno. Sereno's last outing was in race number 118 over 1100 meters. After much efforts, Sereno fell short just by about a nose to the winner, that was Bidstone Hill, and Sereno finished on 2nd. Number 8 is Enchanted, come back to its winning ways. Enchanted's last outing was in race number 148 over 1200 meters. Enchanted was lying 2nd till it turned for home and then gradually took over the running and went on to win that race by about a long neck by beating Novikov. We move on to the 5th race, which is the Grand Annual Mile for horses 3 years old only, to be run over a distance of 1600 meters. Number 1, we're looking at Aftershock. Aftershock's last outing was in race number 133 over 1600 meters, where Aftershock was leading all the way till it turned for home, then eventually faded away and finished on 3rd. Same race we had number 3 Avellino, who finished on 7th after much efforts and vigorous riding and a couple of reminders in the final stages. And number 5 Top Notch, who came up with a good run and just fell short by about 3/4 of a length, finished 2nd. The winner of that race was Jayawanth. Number 2 is Trafalgar, son of Western Aristocrat. Just had 1 start this season, making a debut in race number 142, and what a start that was for Trafalgar. Came up with a very strong run on the rail side and went on to win that race by about a length and a half by beating Manzoni. Same race we had number 4 Inca, who finished on 5th after much efforts. Number 6 will be Girl with Dreams. Girl with Dreams has had 1 start this season in race number 127 over 1400 meters, and Girl with Dreams finished on 7th out of 7 runners, and the winner of that race was Fancourt. We move on to the 6th race, which is the Elusive Pimpernel Cup for horses 4 years old and over, to be run over a distance of 1600 meters. Number 1 is Aggregated. Aggregated's last outing was not impressive in race number 150 over 1600 meters, where Aggregated finished on 8th. And the run before that in race number 126, Aggregated finished on 2nd over 2000 meters. Also in the same race, we had number 3 Shivalik Shahs, who led till the final stages and then faded out and fell short 2 lengths behind the winner to finish on 2nd. Also in the same race, we had number 4 Cadman, who was the eventual winner of that race, and number 5 Sweet Music, who finished on 3rd. Number 2 will be Multitude. Multitude was quite unlucky in its last outing in race number 132 over 1200 meters, where Multitude travelled 8th till it turned for home out of 10 runners, and then eventually gained places towards the rail side and came up with a real rattle, but fell short by half a length to the winner, that was Southpaw. Also in the same race we had number 7 Exodus, who finished right at the back end to finish on 10th. Number 8 is the Razor Grand. Now, Razor Grand's had 3 starts this season, won both its first 2 starts, and the last outing was pretty unlucky. Was Razor Grand in race number 129 over 2,000 meters. Came up with a very strong run in the final stages, challenged the leader, and just got beat by a neck to point to prove. We move on to the 7th race, which is the last race, the finalist handicap to be run over a distance of 1,600 meters. Number 1 is Stellanova. Chevalier to Star Pride is Stellanova. Last outing was in race number 138 over 1,600 meters, where Stellanova came up with a pretty late dash and finished on second, 5 lengths behind the winner. That is Avarua. Also in the same race, we are looking at number 5, 7 Step, who actually travelled very wide of the track in the final stages, and after much efforts finished on 6th. But the winner of that race was Arjuna. Number 2 is Top Cat. Top Cat's last outing was in race number 177 over 1,600 meters, where Top Cat travelled very wide of the track and finished on 9th. Also in the same race, we had number 6, Romantic Zeal, who finished on 5th towards the rail side, and number 8, that is Prince of Heart, who finished right at the back end to finish on 13th. Number 9, Porus, who finished on 10th, and number 10, Princess Romela, who finished on 8th. But the eventual winner of that race was Wonder Boy, who won it by a half a length. Number 4 will be Lakshay. Lakshay's had 2 starts this season. First outing finished on 4th over 5.5 furlongs, and last outing over 1,400 meters was the impressive one in race number 175, where Lakshay turned into the home straight, travelling second, and then challenged the front runners. It died down in the centre and just about won that race by about a short head. Also in the same race, we had number 11, that is Glorious Run, who fought a hard-fought battle and finished on second, short head behind the winner, and number 14, Phoenicia, who finished on 9th after much efforts. Number 7 will be Power of Freedom. Power of Freedom's last outing was in race number 145 this season over 2,000 meters. Power of Freedom was travelling 8th till it turned for home, and then got a couple of reminders and vigorous riding. Came up with a late run and gained a few places and managed to finish on 4th. But the eventual winner that day was Duchamp. Number 12 will be Artist Royale. Artist Royale's last outing was in race number 147 over 1,100 meters, where Artist Royale travelled 11th till it turned for home out of 11 runners, and then eventually gained a few places and finished on 9th. Right where he travelled very wide was Artist Royale, but the eventual winner was Archibald. Lastly, we are looking at number 13, Bengal Tiger. Bengal Tiger's last outing was in race number 169 over 1,100 meters, where Bengal Tiger finished 11th, second last out of 12 runners. And after much efforts, the eventual winner there was Dakshesh, who came up with a good run and won it by a neck. Thank you, ladies.